How are you?
Always good, mate. Always good. Life's amazing. How can it not be? How can anyone be miserable?
See, this guy, Jake, I've known him for 20 years, and he drives 2 hours for my 40th birthday. His wife's pregnant.
Heavily.
We're
due in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. And I think you're absolutely insane for coming down. But obviously it's amazing to see you, and I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Of course.
And I thought this was a great opportunity to get together, do a little talk, a little pre-interview, because Jake is the first guest of Leading Our Own Way. Hashtag LOOW.
Can't wait. Yeah, low, double O.
So, we've known each other for 20 years. Give these people a bit of a rundown of... Don't give too much away, though.
Oh, wow.
Because I want the whole intro to keep them on the edge.
Oh.
But give them something about who you are. Because this is the format of the podcast.
Yeah.
And I want to tell everybody this. But the beginning of the podcast, we're going to start in the present moment.
Okay.
Right? Exactly where you are, who you are, and how you are. That's where it's going to be. Right?
Okay.
And I want the viewers to know where you are, and then we're going to go right back to the childhood.
Wow.
And we're going to see the journey.
It's a long time ago.
Well, it might not even be the childhood. Probably more of the point where you changed your life.
No, exactly.
To go in the direction. And I feel I already know, but I'm hope there'll be things that I don't want to know that I want to find out on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
And I know you. I know your story. And there's things I've read, and there's things I'll go and research without you even knowing. Hopefully I can surprise you that I even know. Right?
Just message my wife. She's happy.
How do you think about that technique?
Yeah, I've had that done to me before.
Yeah.
Jumped on a podcast, and I was like, whoa, like, mate, you've done your research. Found out, bang.
See, I didn't think of that. Yeah. I was just going to go to Wikipedia. I'm joking. But, so that's kind of where the form, and then I kind of want the journey to go back to where they can see the jigsaw come together.
Yeah.
Right.
Brilliant.
But I want people to feel it, and I want people to understand your therapeutic process. I want this to be therapeutic for you. I want this to be therapeutic for the people who are going through, whether it's work trauma, whether it's trauma from childhood or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Right. And they know if the people who have changed negative into positive, they can reflect on it and go, that's amazing that other people are doing it too.
Mm.
Or the other angle is, hey, if another normal person can do it, I can do it too.
And I'm as bland as they get.
So true.
Very normal.
Both of us. And that's what's beautiful about this podcast. I'm biased to it, obviously, but I want it to be very normal people sharing their authentic stories, like where it came from the book. We shared stories of negativity, so it was a platform for them to come through it and read other people's stories, and I suppose understand that they're not alone.
Yeah. That's all right. That's the joy of doing the first thing.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Have to cut that one off, I think. Thanks, Bina. No, I can't find it. Where is it? There we go. We're back. Bina, stop ringing me. So give people a point now, I suppose, where you are.
Without giving too much away.
I know that's going to be hard. I know that is going to be hard. It's a tough one. And this is something I probably won't do with other people. Because you've driven 2 hours, I think we need to do something.
Okay. A point where I am now. How do we break it down? Mentally, I'm the most happiest person on the planet.
Yeah.
For sure. Professionally, I've become one of the most in-demand people in a very niche sport.
Not one.
A very niche sport that each and every one of you have done at one stage in your life. I don't care who you are. Once we get on and we do the full show and we mention the sport that I'm in, you'll be like, oh my God. First thing you say is that a sport?
Oh, I like how you've done this.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. That's amazing.
I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, no, I like that. Even though people I've spoken to probably already know.
Yeah. Cool. But so I've become one of the most in-demand people for that. And once a month, I fly around the world to complete my job. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, and that's why you belong on this podcast, because you are symbolism of that exact thing. just to come from. Okay, give them a little bit of brief of what you were doing. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Go back a little bit to what you were doing. Again, just a one-liner. Don't need to tell them what you were doing. But, no, I kind of contradicted myself there slightly. But before you did this and you left to do this part of your life, what were you doing?
I, at that moment, was a postie. Prior to that, I was a manager of a sports and aquatic facility for a high-level AFL football club.
Yeah.
And, just went, no.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
What was it about the workplace that wasn't for you anymore?
It wasn't what I wanted to do. I don't like working. I'm pretty lazy. Not lazy. I never want to work. So once I start going to a place and it's not enjoyable anymore, if I have to wake up another day at work, I'll go in and quit.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. I came home a couple of nights in a row, this last job that I had. I was really enjoying it, changed companies, started to not enjoy it. And my wife could see it. Mm-hmm. And then she says, why don't you give what I'm doing now? Don't want to give it away. Why don't you give this a go? And as we do, we overcomplicate and we overthink anything.
Yeah.
And that's what I did for 24 hours straight. Overcomplicate. Oh, but we're heavily pregnant with our first child. We got a great story about that. Heavily pregnant, finances, blah, blah, blah. And then thought about it for 24 hours. And then my wife came to me and just went, well, what's the worst thing that happened? You go back and get a job.
Yeah, I love it.
Went straight to the thing. Filmed myself quitting. Handing the keys. So see you later. Done.
Visualization.
Yeah. Told everyone what I was doing, and my community got behind me, and here I am.
And you like the episode of Friends where you got the fear. If anyone's any Friends fans, Joey quit, or Chandler quit to get the fear. And that's exactly what you did in a way. You quit and you went for it. And
I was making $20 a week.
Not anymore.
$20 a week. Pregnant wife.
And your currency, though, is your happiness, right? That purely taking control of your life every single day and being present with your family is your best.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. When you hear the main story why into that, you'll probably get a bit more understanding. I hate speaking cryptic and vague. I'm not a 15-year-old person on Facebook.
Good, no, this is really good.
But for me, being happy is the ultimate thing, because everything else just kind of falls into place. Like if you're having financial trouble, which is probably the number one stress in the world, it's like, all right, but why am I happy? Okay, I'm upset because I'm in financial stress, but why am I happy? I got a beautiful wife. I got a healthy daughter. Talking about now. I'm very happy. Got great friends, great family, another baby on the way. Cool. All those things, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Right. Now that I'm in the right headspace, how can I go and fix this problem over here? So yeah, me being happy, I've been miserable before and I hate it. It's a waste of time.
But you are one of those people, I think similar to me, when you are miserable or down or depressed or stressed, no one would ever know. You, to me, for the 20 years I know you in England and over here, you've always been positive, you've always been outgoing, you've always been receptive, you've always welcomed people into life. And in a way that's sad, right?
It can, yes and no. So it's only sad if you've got no avenue to talk about the stress. So I, in the last 8 years, have an avenue, which is my beautiful wife. Yeah. So, yeah. And I was big on, I love walking into somewhere and people are like, oh my God, Jake's here, and their body language changes.
Totally.
And it's that's amazing. So I'm like, well, I've got this problem over here, or I'm sad of this problem. Probably not going to change in the next 3 hours while I'm hanging out with my mates.
Yeah.
So,
and that's healthy. No, I like, that's what I do like about you, for sure. I completely agree, and I think that's I was like that, but I think it ate away at me.
Yeah,
because I was getting sadder and sadder and down, and you know what I mean.
Things were probably a bit different in our thing because you've given up everything to come to a different country.
Yeah.
I have everyone here.
Yeah, possibly.
And so it's almost that subconscious safety net. Like if things aren't going the best. It's a 20-minute drive to my mum's house.
Yeah, no, I get
It's 20-minute drive to all my brother's houses and things like that, where for you and your family, it's like, well, it's 3 a.m. back home, you know.
But like I always say to people, I made the decision, so I have to just, I suppose.
Oh, it's a great decision.
I have to get on with it, right?
Yeah.
But your story goes a lot deeper than that, and we don't need to go into that right now because I think it'll be amazing.
Bit too deep.
Real deep. We're going to go real deep.
Worth it.
Definitely worth it, and some incredible stories that Jake hopefully will share, and I'll get it out of him.
Yeah.
Because their stories are incredible, and I think they're inspiring, and I think it will relate to how we get to where we are today, which is absolutely phenomenal. But more importantly, thanks for coming down 2 hours to see me for my 40th birthday.
Yeah.
And he's going home probably real soon to be with the family. So, mate, absolutely love it.
Beautiful.
And we'll see you on the first episode of Leading Our Own Way.
Can't wait.
Laters. Thank you. That was.
There you go.